Blu-ray and 4K slipcovers. Do I have to own them on a release to buy it? How do I feel about a piece of cardboard over a movie can increase their value tenfold? Let's talk about it. The slipcovers, the piece of cardboard that goes over a movie. What's my overall opinions of this? Well, I find that for me, this does, even though it's a bit of cardboard, it adds a little bit of that premium factor. Like there's something just nice about it that I like. I can't explain. It's like this copy of Brain Damage. The standard Blu-ray with no slip is widely available. Really good, really easy to get. Not saying the slip-covered version is hard to get. It's just tends to be like 3 times the price on the second-hand market. That's the thing with slipcovers. If you're dying to have the slip for these, you'll be paying a bit of excess for it. For this is a recent example, I ordered the US exclusive version of Basket Case on Arrow Video with the slipcover. I paid silly money. I'll show you the receipt on the screen. But for me, I was okay paying that because 1, I wanted the Arrow version of Basket Case, and 2, I wanted it with the slip because it's made by the same dresser as this. So on the shelf, it sounds really silly, guys, but on the shelf it'll go nicely with this one because this one's got a slipcover. I know, first world problems, collector problems, guys, but I do like when a slipcover can add something just artistic to the release. I just feel it adds that kind of premium factor to the presentation of the physical item. And of course, as collectors, we're all about the physical items, so I'm a big sucker for packaging like that. So yeah, that's a good example there with the Brain Damage. You can see it's just a brain. It just looks great. It's different from the original cover as well. The cover's different. I love that. I love how they do that. I think it's great. I have a thing as well where I think when I started collecting 4K, I was like, everything has to have a slipcover. I'm not buying a film if it doesn't have a slipcover. That was a bad mentality to have for me, I think, because at the end of the day, you either want that film on 4K or you don't. It's one of those things where you want to watch it in 4K or you don't. You know, why is a bit of cardboard going to change your purchasing decisions? It's a bit weird. I find it a bit weird, and it took me a little while to kind of push through that barrier. And now, if I want it on 4K, I'll just get the film regardless of a slipcover or not. Preferably, if it has a slipcover, I'm going to get the one with the slipcover versus the one that doesn't. If they come out with no slipcover, like some have recently, I still will be buying it, but I would prefer the one with the slipcover. Case in point, the Screen Factory 4K of Alligator. Now, I could have picked this up without the slip for about £25 on eBay. It's fairly affordable without the slip, but because I wanted it with the slip, I paid about just shy of double that. I'm baffled by how a bit of cardboard can increase the price of this stuff. You know, in this case, double what you're going to be paying for it originally. You know, and I know Screen Factory doesn't ship to the UK, but there's places to get these via UK, third parties, and I'm sure like Alligator on its own without the slip is fairly affordable and available. But it's when you want it with the slip cover, that's where you're going to find an issue, and that's where you're going to pay up to 50 quid for it. But I knew this film, I knew I wanted it with the slip. I think I don't know if I could collect the 4K Screen Factories without the slip covers. I think I'm going to have them as their complete original run, because I just think they're beautiful with the slip. Like I said, I just think it adds a beautiful premium factor to these releases. We're going to talk premium and slip covers. We've got to talk about Blue Underground and their lenticular slip covers, because I feel like these are the perfect example of, I need to get that right now. Dead and Buried's got this beautiful slip cover where he's burning up and the guy's basically burning to death. It's kind of brutal, but it's kind of awesome at the same time. Like, it's just, you don't see these very often, and I think Blue Underground with their 4Ks are like the pinnacle of premium for me. I think their cases are really nice and really premium on their own. But when you add these wonderful lenticular slip covers, they just become 10 times more wonderful to own. And again, like, it's one of those things where these without the slips are fairly affordable on eBay, but as soon as you try to hunt them down with slip covers, they become so more expensive. But I think with the Blue Underground, I think it justifies the extra price, because you're getting such a beautiful slip on these. It's just beautiful, I think. Anyway, same with the Uncle Sam one. It's just gorgeous, and I just think it's wonderful. There's other movies on 4K with the slip that I said I've got to get it with the slipcover, because it's so, with the slip, it just, I don't know, it's just something beautiful about it. Like Top Gun Maverick, the slip on this is so nice and shiny and beautiful. I don't know, I'm a bit of a weirdo when it comes to packaging like this. There is something irresistible about certain slip covers that I just love. I love this kind of sheen at the top there. The logo's all embossed. It's crazy. It's a crazy world, the slipcover world is, and people are obsessed with it. I'm a little bit obsessed. Like I said, I'd rather buy a movie with a slip rather than not. But there's also been films that have terrible artwork that I would not buy, even with a slip. Example is the Poltergeist 4K. Terrible artwork, terrible slipcover, just looks bad. And the Lost Boys 4K release, the artwork's just bad. Steelbooks with slips. I love these translucent, these see-through slip covers. I think they can add really, really creative artwork on there, where you can take away the foreground and stuff. This Reservoir Dog one is a perfect example of that. I've noticed that Lionsgate do a lot of this with these slip covers. I think there's a Saw Steelbook that has a really cool slip cover, see-through slip cover that comes off. That's really nice. With slip covers, I feel like for me, I like to have them. I like to have them. Do I think they're the be-all, end-all when it concerns collecting movies? No. But do I feel they add that little extra bang for your buck? They give you a bit more of a nicer thing when it concerns your actual, like, the product in particular? I definitely do. And when you pair it with a box set, and they come in and they got, you know, you've got the rigid box set, and you've got the Blu-ray or the 4K, and the 4K's got the slip inside the box set. When you add it all up, and it's just adding to the unboxing experience, I just think it's gorgeous. And I think these examples here, I think, are really well done. Standard Blu-ray slip covers. I mean, like, for example, this is a very, very standard Blu-ray, widely released all over the world. John Wick Chapter 4. I bought this day one because I really want to see it. I love the trilogy. It's one of those movies where I don't necessarily need this. There's nothing really premium about it, in my opinion. Sure, it's nice. It adds to it. It's a nice thing. But it's not like I have to own that slipcover. This was a film I could have just got on standard like that. It wasn't an issue for me. But like I said, there are some widely released stuff that their slipcovers are kind of irresistible. I can't explain why, but something about this slipcover is just beautiful, and I kind of want to own it. It's a weird conversation, this, with slipcovers. Do I need them? No. Do I like to have them? Yes. Am I a bit picky with certain things? Definitely. And do you think they are worth the extra money on the second-hand market, especially when they're limited edition versions or limited run? You know, some of them will have, like, oh, the slipcover version is only so many available. I think Vinegar Syndrome do that, where they've got, like, on their page, they'll say, like, oh, this version of the movie with the slip is only available, you know, it's only got 3,000 copies or something. I'd rather have them than not, and I do feel sometimes they add that extra premium factor to a wide release. And of course, when it concerns something like a Scream Factory, I just think it adds to that. It adds to it. Like, you're getting best of both worlds. You're getting both artworks as well. Yeah. Do I need them? No. Do I like to have slipcovers? Yes. Are they the be-all, end-all on some releases? Definitely not. If I want it on 4K, I'll get the film on 4K. But yeah, I think there is this outwardly obsession with slipcovers, and it is driving the market to really high prices on certain releases, which is a shame for people that are on a budget. But also, I feel like if you're desperate for that release, trying to find it for the best price is the way to go. Like that basket case Arrow release that I picked up with the slip, I paid a premium for it, but there was nothing stopping me from owning that release, that particular release. Because I know you can get the trilogy for a lot cheaper, but I wanted that Arrow release from America with the slip. Yeah, it's a funny world, slip covers. Let me know your opinions on them. Do you keep them? Do you throw them out? I know people don't even care. They just throw them out. That's fine. That's what you do. You don't care about it. I got a friend that doesn't even display his movies with slips. He keeps the slips, but he just doesn't display them with them. That's fine as well. It's a weird world, collector problems, but yeah, let me know what you think about slip covers. As always, guys, I will see you next time, I suppose. Bye.